the only reason why you've been struggling to walk by faith and not by sight is because you don't have faith in yourself. You put your faith into God, you put your faith into the ancestors, you'll put your faith into the universe, you'll put your faith into relationships, you'll even put your faith into your education. But when it comes to you, that's where you struggle. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, then it's not aligned and it's not for you. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss how you're going to start building faith within yourself, why you lack faith within yourself, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and just certain things that you should be aware of. So starting off the first disclaimer, everybody has free will. We're not here to force or convince people into spirituality or religion. As long as you're operating out of love, you're being kind, you're being respectful, and you have positive things to say, you can continue to watch, you can continue to comment. If you're not, send and share this video to somebody who is, and most importantly, ignore and avoid people who want to distract you or divide you. Because at the end of the day, God is love, regardless if your God is the ancestors, Yahweh, Buddha, name the other religions and all those good things, okay? So keep that in mind. As your favorite mental health specialist, we motivate, inform, and educate. Number 2, let's get into the nitty and gritty because that needs to be said. In order for you to have faith, you have to have a certain level of conviction. You have to have a certain level of confidence, right? So until you realize why you don't believe in yourself, why it's so hard for you to invest in yourself, why you're not committing to yourself, you're not going to be able to have faith in yourself. You're going to constantly seek validation from people, places, and things. And this is why a lot of people could read the Bible, read the Quran, go to the mosque, pray, have materials, have houses, everything that's outside of them, clothes, money, status, and still not feel connected. Number 3, you also have to keep in mind that when you are learning to have faith in yourself, you have to be doing things daily. You constantly have to be implementing and providing stability. So if you're somebody who struggles with commitment, if you're somebody who struggles with consistency, you have to keep that in mind. Like learning to have faith, especially if you did not grow up in maybe like a religion or a spiritual household. And even if you're atheist, if you are just somebody who lacks confidence overall and you have insecurities, you're going to have to work on that. So number 4, when you are learning to have faith, you cannot compare yourself to anybody. Nobody is you. Nobody has your same experiences. Like, yes, we as people go through things. Yes, we as people can sympathize and empathize with people. But at the end of the day, nobody has your energy, love. Nobody could be you. So you may see people and they may, quote unquote, have favor. They may be, quote unquote, the chosen one. They may be the black sheep. They may be the golden child, whatever, right? You cannot continue to have faith in yourself by comparing yourself to other people or putting people before you or above you. This doesn't mean that you're not going to have people that you consider to be admirable. This doesn't mean that God, the ancestors of the universe, is not going to send you people and places and things to help you elevate like myself or to pour into you. But you have to be able to discern and acknowledge what it is that you're supposed to learn from these people and these connections and apply it to yourself. Like, information is free. I know people don't want to believe that, but it's true. And as somebody who has faith in themselves, this is why I created this platform. Like me putting on women and men and the days and the she's and the we's, regardless of your gender and race, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, is not taken away from me. If I didn't have faith in myself, I would not be able to pour into you watching this. So just keep that in mind. I don't compare myself to you all, and you all don't need to compare yourself to me because you can't be me. And that's number 5. When you learn to have faith in yourself, you're not going to want to be anything other than yourself. You're going to continue to want to spend time with yourself. You're going to continue to want to be committed to yourself. You're going to want to have confidence. So you have to realize that faith is a gift. So that's the first recommendation. In order for you to know what your gifts are, it's so important that you are spending time with yourself. There are going to be moments, if you're watching this, where you're going to have times to be in solitude and isolation. And when you're in your solitude, when you're in isolation, this is when you study. This is when you self-reflect. This is when you evaluate. This is when you understand what your gifts are. Not just that, pay attention to how you are when you get around people that you consider to be more chosen or more favored, or people that you may be envious of, or people that you are, you consider to be admirable, that you're inspired by. It's so important because what you see in others doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have it yourself, but it's a reminder that either A, you can resonate with them by having faith in yourself and figuring out what you need to do, or B, maybe you have some, like I said, some internal work to be doing. Learning to have faith, learning to understand your gifts is a process, and that's number 2. You have to take your time. Take your time. What's the rush? Oh, you guys, I was listening to that song earlier. Shout out to Leon Thomas. I love that song. You have to realize that learning to rely in yourself, if you did not grow up in a household where spirituality was educated, or religion, or just independence, you have to learn that it's a process. Like, learning to have faith, especially if, like I said, you grew up in an environment that maybe you weren't taught and shown certain things about confidence or love or the world, or just education further than what we've been taught in school. You have to realize it's going to take some time for you to figure out your own momentum and your own rhythm. Like, unlearning information that no longer serves you as you're elevating and as you're healing and becoming the best version of yourself is going to take a while. So if you grew up in poverty and you grew up around people living paycheck to paycheck, and you grew up on EBT or Section 8 or other incomes, or provided by like government assistance, and now all of the sudden you no longer want to live like that, you're going to have to realize the faith that is required of you to get rid of those mindsets is going to require you to show up every single day. It's going to require maybe some months, even some years, like even a decade or your entire life. This is why I tell you guys that healing is not a one size fit all. Like, some people can break generational cycles from maybe a couple of months. Some people can get themselves out of poverty in a couple of years. You have to be willing to go at your own pace and your own time. Like, you have to realize, if you grew up in poverty for 30 years and now at the age of 31, you no longer want to be in debt or broke, don't you think you're going to have to learn what it takes to become educated, what it takes to become financially literate, what it takes to, get the things that you want? Like, it is not something that just happens overnight if you are not putting in the work. Now, I know I made a video talking about how your life can change overnight, but that is the start. It starts with your mental. Like, you have to look at that. When it comes to having faith in yourself, you have to have faith mentally, emotionally, spiritually, consciously, subconsciously, howeverly. So number 3 or number 4, I lost count of what I'm talking about, because it's literally, you guys, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, about to be. You have to realize that you don't have to be so hard on yourself. Learning to have faith, especially if, let's just say, you grew up in a religion, you were taught a religion and you no longer are into that religion. Like, so for example, a lot of people may have been conditioned to be Catholics or Christians or Muslims, and then later they become atheists. Maybe they become into Buddhism. Maybe they're into Hinduism. Everyone is allowed to do what they want. We all have free will. We all are allowed to do what we do. This doesn't mean that just because we have free will that there aren't certain consequences and that everything and everybody is for us. But you have to realize you're going to change as you're learning to have faith in yourself. What you may believed in at 20 may not be the same. Like, for myself, the first religion that I was introduced to, it's not that I don't agree with it anymore. It's just I was able to further my education. I was able to further my faith in myself, and I was able to go a different route and have a different path. That's the same thing with you. Like, faith is not a one size fit all. And in front of me, you guys, I have the definition of faith, and basically it gives examples. It gives examples in the different types of religion. It gives examples as in like our impact, our stability. It gives examples with guidance and purpose, challenges and practice. So overall, the definition of faith is just having the confidence and belief and trust. So if you are somebody who is struggling with faith, you need to ask yourself why. And that's what I'm going to challenge you before I end off this video. That's number 4. I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you do not have faith in? And number 5, before I get into number 5, I want you to take your time. So you can put it in the comment section. You need to put in your notes, but you need to answer it. So if you guys are watching these videos, if you're new here, don't watch these videos just to watch me, okay? If you want to watch me, follow me on my other social media platforms. I post my soft girl life over there, okay? But on this account, I take this account very seriously. You need to be able to answer these questions. When you guys watch these videos, you need to be having your pen. You need to be having your paper if it resonates with you. Now, if it doesn't resonate with you, send it and share it to somebody who does. If not, you don't have to be here. I'm not forcing you to. And you have to realize that when you have faith in yourself, you have free will. You get to pick and choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do. But it's like, answer the question. Why don't you have faith in yourself? And specifically, if it's something and you want to know, put it in the comment section, put it in your notes. Why don't I have faith in, let's just say you lack emotional stability? Why don't you have faith in your emotions? Why don't you have faith in your communication? Ask yourself. Sit on it. You'll come up with the answer because you know why you don't have faith. Maybe you don't have faith because you weren't taught and shown how to deal with your emotions. Maybe you don't have faith, let's just say, in your finances because you did grow up poor. You're used to seeing people struggle. Maybe you don't have faith in healthy relationships because you grew up around abusive people. You've seen people get touched on inappropriately. Like, we know why we don't have faith in ourselves. It's just, are we willing to figure out what we need to do? Are we willing to sit with ourselves? Are we willing to take our time? And are we willing to commit? Because it's like, you commit and put your time into everything else. How do you have faith in God and the ancestors in the universe and people and places and things in your car and your education, but you don't have faith in yourself? And over here, as a naturopathic physician, that's what that means. We do the work internal first, or what people say spiritual. We do the spiritual work first, and then everything else will be in alignment with you. Cars are materialistic. Houses, materialistic. You know, it's not your energy, your soul, your being, okay? That's eternal. So number 5, once you figure out what it is, once you write it down, then you can come up with solutions. Then you can identify, well, the reason why I lack faith was because blah, 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 blah. You have to talk about what it is that you lack. You can no longer be embarrassed. You can no longer not be intentional, which means you can't waste my time or yours. And you have to make a decision. Just because you didn't have faith growing up in certain, like I said, ideologies or beliefs, doesn't mean that you have to continue to be that way, or believe in that. So before I end off the video, I'm just going to ask you, what do you want to have faith in and why? You need to have a reason. You need to have purpose. Like, people think purpose is what you do. No, that's a verb. That's a verb. The reason on why you do what you do is your purpose. So you can have a goal. We have desires. That's what people think that purpose is. Like, purpose is the reason why you have goals, why you're doing what you're doing, because you don't have to. You don't have to have faith. But if you don't want to have faith, this video is not for you, because I have faith in myself and I have faith in God, ancestors, universe, all those good things, okay? Ashe and amen, okay? Because like I said, at the end of the day, love is love. And this is what we do over here. We're about love and light. So why don't you have faith? Put it in the comment section. Like, stop being scary. You've been crying. You've been whining. Like I said, you've been praying. A lot of people read the Quran. They read their Bible. They have, like I said, all these achievements, and they're still feeling void. That's because you don't have faith in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. So if you want to answer, we can come up with solutions. So if you say, well, Ty Guidance, I don't have faith in myself because I grew up seeing my mom get beaten on and it traumatized me. So then I could tell you, well, first of all, your feelings are valid. Right? And then I can give you the recommendations and the reminders. I'm going to end off this video. I would give you guys an example, but I don't want to make this video too much longer. And if you guys are ready for me to put my services back, make sure you guys follow me on my website and book your service and your appointment. All my information, though, for my social media will be down in the description. You guys can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. That's where I'll be going live. And like I said, when you guys are commenting and engaging, I can give you guys real-time solutions and real-time, recommendations. But don't watch these videos just to watch them. Don't continue to waste your time. You've been asking for a sign, because a lot of you all will ask for signs and cry and whine. And it's like, are you going to have faith or not? Are you going to learn to trust yourself? Are we going to confess our sins? Are we going to release what no longer serves us? Or are we going to continue to feel how we feel? Because I don't know about you, I'm having faith all 2026 in myself. Like I said, the God's ancestors, the universe, and myself. Because to me, I think it's hypocritical. Like, how am I going to have faith in God, ancestors, the universe, but I don't have faith in myself? That's why people struggle. It's not that you don't believe that what you believe, because you have books, there's Bibles, there's Qurans, there's mosques, like there's information. There are people being used as examples. Like, you see people do the things you want to do. You see people have the things that you want to do, but you just don't believe for yourself. Okay? Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Let me know what you're struggling with. And until you are loved. I love you. Until next time. You guys, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I need to go to sleep. Okay? Love you. Bye.